Hey everyone, have I here bringing a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be doing our full breakdown and some fun little team builds for the Dokkan Festival exclusive Super Saiyan Broly that transforms into Full Power Broly for the 9-year anniversary. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And of course, while I do this, I'm always starting with the card arts. So let's go ahead and take a look at the SSR and TUR. And I'll tell you what, that TUR card art is fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite TURs I've seen in a long time. So the SSR card art looks a little funny, right? I'm not sure about the stance there. I think the artwork is fine, but it just looks a little funny. But yes, that TUR is one of the best I've seen in a while. However, let's dive into the LR and transformation. Yeah, this is God tier for sure. It looks incredible. I remember when the previews came out for the LR card art, I was like, oh man, it's another Super Saiyan Broly. But it seems like it's all going to work out here because the animations, the card arts, everything looks just absolutely incredible. I wish they would have done something with, you see kind of in the background for the LR, that Broly back there. I want to see kind of a full look of that versus the transformed state full power Broly. I think, you know, the card arts on that background looks incredible as well. So, but yeah, it's a S tier, God tier, whatever you want to call it for card art on the Broly. I really think they did an incredible job. Let's go ahead and dive into now the unit in of itself. We have the stats here at 18,525 for HP, 21,000 for attack, and over 15,000 for defense. So, pretty much standard what we're seeing now these days from Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, right? So strong HP, strong attack, strong defense across the board here. So nothing too different. I guess HP may be a little bit low, looking for more than 19,000 to 20,000. Possibly attack at 22,000 for maybe this this little jump and boost, but I think ultimately the stats are fine. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the rest of the kit here. It is a triple-double leader skill at Super Bosses, transformation boost, and full power at 170 with the 200% boost here to exploding rage at movie bosses. I was pretty close on this. I expected, you know, full power is fairly small. You do add a lot of super class characters and a few extreme class, and we'll look at the full power here. But since we already had full power be represented in the Haruta Guard, I'm surprised that they went ahead and do this here. Gifted warriors would have been an interesting spot here, because then you can actually run one of the units that I was thinking, man, this would be incredible to have this unit on here, would be Piccolo Jr., but in a sense you couldn't do that. So Exploding Rage movie bosses was for sure thing that was going to be set up here. So overall, I think it's still really good. When I look at the team builds, it's still top tier. So the 12 key super attack, it does stack attack here and then raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy. And then on the 18 key, you greatly raises attack and then greatly raises defense for 4 turns. So mini stack on the defense and continued stack on the attack. This unit just does incredible amount of damage and then causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. So here's the passive skill here. Let's go ahead and look at all the little dots in the skill set here. So you have an entrance animation, which is you know what we really wanted, right? When he from the movie, when he rises from the depths, and so that's a really nice touch. I'm glad they actually added that for the entrance animation. It's key +5, attack and defense 100%, and launches an additional super attack for 4 turns from the character's entry turn. So this is very strong. Your first 4 turns, you're going to get a guaranteed additional super attack plus the additional boost here. So you are going to start beefing your super attacks up for those 4 turns, and it's quite strong, right? So right off the bat, then you also get an attack defense 150%, which was really low when I looked at it. I was like, oh man, 150 for a 9-year anniversary Dokkan Festival exclusive LR. I was like, but they do make it up, right? So you do have guard. That's hugely beneficial, of course. We want guard or damage reduction, but we have guard right here, plus an additional key +1 per key sphere obtained. That's going to be huge and beneficial for you to get to your 18 key super attack, which seemingly is going to be like no problem to do, especially in your first 4 turns. Plus an additional attack 50% when performing a super attack, and you get attack and defense if it's an ultra super attack. So they could have just made it attack and defense when you're performing a super attack. I don't think an ultra super attack is going to be hard to get, but I can see where there could be some issues there. So very, very strong here. And then you have your +2 to key and launches additional super attack as the first or second attacker on the turn. So you're going to have some limitations when it comes to key in the first and second, but you don't have any problems in as a floater position because you get an additional super attack guaranteed. Again, here, a guaranteed normal super attack in potential. It's just super attack city, right? And then high chance of getting another super attack as a third attack. So when you're a floater, you really don't miss out on that extra stack, technically speaking, right? Because you're going to get stacked here. You might miss out on a stack on defense, but yeah, all these additional super attacks, your defense is going to be absolutely fine. If you're second position, you're going to have zero problems because you're going to have all these super attacks and then you're going to get hit. But you can still run this in first position because of the guard on that. So very, very powerful. They did a extremely good job, but it gets better because you do transform, and after transformation, you have the opportunity to activate, and this is automatic, activates the opportunity for domain, the alternate dimension and space for 4 turns, and then extreme class key +4, and can be activated the 5th turn from the start of the turn. So very, very, very strong here. So when you have the chance, you have this active skill here to transform. It's not, you have to transform, because if you do want to continue to stack here if you want to, but trust me, you just want to transform as soon as possible at the 5th turn, because it gets absolutely incredible, this unit here, as it's not already incredible there. I'm glad they made the not before transformation really strong as well, and then when you transform, it's godly, right? So link skills: Prodigy, Super Saiyan, Berserker, Shocking Speed, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Yes, it does not have big bad bosses. You're going to have to figure that out if you want to build a team. I'll talk about that when we go to team builds. The categories here: movie bosses, Super Saiyans, Full Power, Transformation Boost, Super Saiyans, Exploding Rage, Miraculous Awakening, Gifted Warriors, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and Super Bosses. All right, so let's look at the transformation. Again, once you transform, it gets even crazier, right? So don't need a stack anymore. Let's actually make this a little bit bigger. Don't need a stack anymore when it comes to attack. You do get a 12 key attack and defense up one attack and defense turn 1 for 1 turn, and then you have colossal damage to all enemies, which it doesn't really matter. So this, they could have actually put this pre-transformation. It could have worked out there. And then the 18 key super attack greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. So no additional stack. You don't need it because your passive, you get boosted from that 150 to key +6, 300%, guard against all attacks. You still keep the +1 a key per key you're obtained. And then they said, you know what? Since this thing's going to be activated for it's 4 turns, right? So 4 turns, you're going to get 26% damage reduction. Yeah, let's just go ahead and throw that in there. So plus additional 50% when attacking, plus 50% defense when receiving attack, launches additional super attack when attacking, chance of performing a critical hit 26% when performing a super attack. That's unconditional right there. Launches additional super attack, and then on top of that have another chance of boosting up 26% to crit when performing an ultra super attack. So super attack, ultra super attack, 52%, yeah. So, and then launches in another super attack when key is 24. So if you have a 24 key super attack, it's just yeah, it's a broken unit. Domain, if you have that on here, it's extreme class allies and enemies. So allies too, remember that. Attack and defense 10%, plus an additional attack and defense 10% if you are running an exploding rage or movie bosses. So they're going to get an extra boost, so 20% boost there, and then increased damage received by superclass allies and enemies by 10%. So just remember, if you're running superclass, you are going to get debuffed there. And you can run some teams that are superclass. I'll show you those, but it's not ideal, right? So especially if you're going to be using the domain. So I guess you don't have to, but so link skills here: Prodigy, Super Saiyan, Berserker, Shocking Speed, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. So that doesn't change, which is a good thing in my opinion. So again, domain is an active skill for transformation. While it is going to be up for 4 turns on there, but you do want to make the transformation, right? He just becomes so good. Anyway, let's look at the best link partner. Funny enough, it's full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. However, again, you probably don't want to run a super class unit. I will show you possibly where you want to put him in the position there. However, if you're going to really run certain link partners on there, you want to run other units. That's the reason why he has a lot of ki, because he doesn't really have too many good extreme class link partners. Hopefully they EZA the physical Broly or some of these other Brolys here that could possibly benefit this this unit. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at the team building, and these are your 200% units that you can run on the team. For the leader skill here are the LRs. So again, not a very big group. I think if they added what was I thinking before? I'm losing my track of my Gifted Warriors. I think could have been a nice little add-on here. But here's the LRs on here. Then you have the LRs and TURs. Again, not that big of 200%. And I think really the clear-cut thing is seeing the extreme class units and just not having enough extreme class units. There's barely enough, but I think overall they could have maybe added on some more. So anyway, let's look at the 200% teams. Let's go ahead and transition into the team builds here. So when you look at this extreme class, you want to focus on extreme class due to the fact that, again, if you are going to transform, have the domain, your extreme class units are going to get that buff, and then the additional buff to those movie bosses and super bosses on there. Is it super bosses? Movie bosses? Exploding Rage and movie bosses, right? So that 30% boost on there. So this is a version you can do more in transformation boost. This new Frieza is incredible, so I did add him in the main rotation on this one here. I guess you don't have to. I'll show you a different variation of it. Harudegon is on this team at 200%, so that is very strong. This Merzumasu is at 200%, so this is a formation you can do. I'm assuming we're going to get an EZA to this Broly here, so this might change where you might put Broly in the main rotation, and that would be actually good, because if you change it up maybe to this way here, you don't want to run, especially if you're running extreme class, probably in the third position, right? You could run something like this, but I don't think it's as good as if it's on main rotation. Now, we talked about Big Bad Bosses as an option for you to run. So if you're going to run Big Bad Bosses, it might look something like this, where this unit here is going to support these, right? Because that's for super bosses, and all these, and the main rotation here is super bosses, but it doesn't have Big Bad Bosses. But it's okay, because the other two turns are going to have Big Bad Bosses, and you're going to support there. So you could put another Big Bad Bosses unit from the alts right here in this spot, but this unit is so good, you kind of want to run it on this team, but it's for some reason it just doesn't seem ideal. Like when you're running main rotation, except for this here, it's ideal here, but again, it doesn't have Big Bad Bosses either. So but I think this right here is a great setup. You could have so your weak point is going to be that Sierra Cooler, but he is going to be a support unit for transformation boost, and all these units here are transformation boost in the main rotation. So of course you can take this guy out. You can take this guy out here and maybe move a different unit down here. But here's the thing: Super Boo doesn't have Big Bad Bosses. The other Golden Frieza doesn't have Big Bad Bosses. So the reason why I kind of built it out this way is because it does have Big Bad Bosses, and it could link up on your secondary spot there. Now, if you're gonna run Broly in the secondary spot, then these units are going to get that Big Bad Boss link, unfortunately, right? So so if you do run here in first position, which I guess you can, right? Especially in situations where you're like, okay, I'm guarding, my boost isn't quite there yet for the Broly, or you haven't transformed yet, you might just run it in second position, right? So keep that in mind. I do show it at first position with the Broly here, but in certain situation, you're probably going to run them in second position, and that's fine, right? So I think I kind of showed two different options here. Now, Harudegon in the main rotation, right? You might go, oh, I'd rather run Harudegon in the main rotation versus something like this, right? Because Harudegon's so good versus like Rose, EZA. But just remember, he is not super bosses, so he's not going to get boosted from this Frieza here. So, but again, that's okay, right? Because Harudegon is so good. So, and again, this unit can run in the first position as well. So, in a sticky situation, right? That's the reason why you have these two units there, so you can, you know, figure out what's the best spot for them. Now, if you are gonna run this team, you can run super class units. It's gonna look weird, right? So this is all super classes on here. So you can see there's a lot of great units you can run basically from the transformation boost category. Most of these are just running at 170%. So this is an option. You can run something like this. It's not going to be ideal because if you transform, these units are going to be debuffed. Now you can do a combo float on here. Again, BROLY, I don't want him to float around too much, but you will then transform. If you transform, you have the domain up and you have problems from there. So again, keep that in mind. What you could do, you can do a combination, and if you just really want a BROLY Gogeta rotation, which you can do, right? You can do this on the Gogeta team as well. This might be the option, you might want to run. Actually, you can't do it on the Gogeta. It's movie hero. So yeah, BROLY can't run on it. So you only can run it, the combo on this team here. The Gogeta is movie heroes, and of course BROLY is a super boss. So and you can put Orange Piccolo on this team. You could put some of these other units on this team as well. But I think ultimately this combo is just very goofy. It's more what you want to run is an extreme class team, and I think this is probably the fun team that you can run here. This is probably going to be the favorite of mine, or it could be kind of a combination of this. And I'm not worried about big bad bosses, right? So if I want big bad bosses, something like this. If I don't care about it, then I might run something like this. So anyway, tell me what you guys think. Hopefully you guys this benefits you. But what teams are you running? How do you like the BROLY for those who are lucky enough to pull him? And of course, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below. Love to hear from you. And thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.